Flinry, you are on your knees in this desert with the sky and celestial events above your head, holding out a set of empty hands as Locket has just evaporated right in your grasp after succumbing to an arrow through the throat. What are you doing in this moment as you sit here with empty arms?
I think initially as it's happening, it's this grief, it's shock. There's this this moment was so short-lived of seeing someone he holds very dearly, and now holds not at all, quite literally. But then I think very quickly that feeling is clouded over by the reality is that Flinry's been here a long time, and this place, this world, this situation has done nothing but take from him over and over and over and over again for what feels like an eon in his existence in this place. And so this feeling of grief as the last bits of sand kind of trickle through his fingers will in fact go to just primal rage. And he will turn his head from his knees to the sky and roar in a way that is reminiscent to Toddleheim as Flinry's, more primitive beast-like roots from the real world. Maybe even a slight shift in physical appearance. Not quite the full deal, but something that Toddleheim has seen done many times before, and maybe is both comforting and frightening to him. As he sees this kind of happening in this place.
Okay, as Flinry is on his knees screaming into the sky and shifting water, Toddleheim, Eliana, what are you doing in this moment?
Eliana just is in shock and has no idea what to do, and is just she drops to her knees and gets out her little bag that she keeps at her side and tries to scoop up the disintegrated Locket. Maybe we can put her back together. I don't know. And she's just scooping her up, trying to see if something can happen. The sword took her, so it could take pieces of the sand. So maybe, and she's just scooping it and trying to throw it at the sword that's next to Flinry or something, just trying to see if anything will work.
Toddleheim.
I'm basically almost outwardly I'm borderline stoic for a little bit of a time, and it's just shock. I can't believe what just happened and how it happened and how quickly it happened. It was just real shock, which then develops into pain, and then I hear Flinry's cry, and that sort of reverberates in my chest, and I can just sort of feel myself just losing complete control, and the werewolf form is just sort of taking over, and all the hairs begin to grow even longer. My jaw starts to elongate, and my snout starts to form, and I'm crying at the same time, and I'm in a really, really bad place.
All right, so you're shifting into werewolf form in this moment.
I am.
Leona's just what the fuck is that? And she scrambles away from Toddle. She's what is that? She's no idea what to do.
So Flinry in that while he will see amidst this kind of conclusion of his beast cry, look over to Toddleheim and hear and see the bones kind of elongating and shifting in the hair, and obviously see Stella's fear. And I think at that point, a more instinctual kind of reaction will kick in, and Flinry is going to run directly at Toddleheim and just embrace him and just hold him in the most restraining but also just loving hug that he can, and just squeeze him really tightly and just wait to see kind of how his body will receive this contact.
So.
So.
My bones still continue to crunch, and like my knees start to like bend backwards, and it's getting really, really bad. And I basically look down at Flinry, and my voice is starting to warp and change. And I'm like, they took her. I can't believe they took her. And it's like going really, really bad, and I could feel Flinry squeezing like really, really hard. And I'm crying like uncontrollably at this point.
Okay.
And like I can feel it. I can still feel him like him holding me is definitely slowing down the process and like halting it to a point. But I don't know.
So at this point, Toddleheim is the only one who has not gazed into the sword. And as I can hear his voice shift and change, I will loosen the grip for only a moment, keeping a hand on his arm. And I'll unsheathe the sword and stick it in the ground right in front of us with a mirror, looking at facing Toddleheim.
Toddleheim, roll me a perception check. Okay, 15. In this place, Toddleheim, when you imagine yourself, like the Matrix, your inner vision of yourself, your residual image. When you think about yourself internally, when you see yourself, what does Toddleheim's true self look like?
Still sort of like, even though he gained like some youth back, like he gained some years back with the magic item that he got, he still sees himself as the sort of old wizened wizard, basically, just like sort of has accomplished everything that he could ever want to accomplish, basically, and content, satisfied, and happy, basically.
Okay. And as you look into this mirror and the sand around you whips and whirls, you're able to kind of take hold of your senses here. And at this point, with the nature of this place and looking into this mirror and seeing the truth of what is inside, you're able to control this transformation at will if you want. And beyond that, you're able to form your own image however you see it as your internal self. So you can do whatever you want in this moment if you want to continue that transformation and maintain, or if you want to shift back, that's totally up to you. But now kind of in this place, you feel this control over your self-image here and how you present to the rest of the party or wherever.
Okay. So I'm still like half changing, and I look into the sword and I see myself. I sort of like catch my breath and my tears almost, because it's sort of like it's flashing between an actual reflection and then that sort of internal vision of myself. And then I sort of see like a sort of a mirage, almost like a hallucination of Locket, and she sort of like puts her hand on my shoulder, and it's like flickering between both forms. And then I decide to not fully transform, and all the bones start crunching back into place, and everything starts to go back to normal, basically. But I'm still crying, basically. And then when it's all said and done, I hug Flinry back.
Okay. So as you kind of take charge and revert that transformation back, kind of regaining your sense here in this place, but also learning a little bit about how. Well, roll me a wisdom check. Let's let the dice decide how wise you are. with an 8, not quite sure how that worked or maybe the mechanics of it, but you kind of get the idea, at least in part, that Flinry looks different in this place, and your vision of yourself looked a little different. You start to be at least somewhat aware that how you look in this place might be up to you. Not fully understanding how, but kind of getting that, kind of putting the pieces together a little bit about that. So, all right, I need everybody to roll me a perception check. Oh, nat 20!
Hell yeah!
Let's go, baby!
Ooh, okay.
Yeah!
26 from Tej, 13 from
Yeah.
you're still like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was just like, what did she just see?
No one bothers to explain it to you. You're just like staying over here, like scrambling, writing it in your notebook, maybe.
Yeah.
Drawing a quick picture.
She watched a werewolf almost kill her, look into a mirror, and now 2 men are hugging, and it's really it's awkward.
That's about what it is. Cutting back in time here for a moment, as you all roll this perception and begin to perceive your surroundings, we're gonna jump back just a moment to moments before Lockett dies as we roll back time here just momentarily. Tracy, Saris, I want you to just describe yourself.
So, Saris is a, well, she looks very tall. She's probably about like 6 foot. And she looks a little ethereal as she's not human, but she is Aasimar. And her skin is kind of like has a grayish hue to it. Her hair is long, blue and tied back. She wears a heavy armor. It's a little tattered and worn now. It's not shiny. It's kind of dull. And she carries a blade and shield. Underneath her armor is a blue robes and vestments, and on it, her face looks kind of worn, and she doesn't really carry a smile on her face. It's more, she just looks kind of jaded by this place that she's been in. And she walks forward.
Right. And as you are making your way through these sands, in a conflict of sorts with a small group of individuals, beginning this fight, you're drawing your sword and your shield, you're engaging in combat with these individuals as they attack you with spears and swords and bows and other sorts of weaponry, and you are kind of surrounded in this moment. I need you to roll me a strength saving throw with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay.
Gosh, I thought you meant us. I'm like, we're gonna fight. What the hell?
I can show that. Oh.
Okay. With a 14, one of these large individuals comes over to you and rips away your shield as you're slashing and hacking, and you've been in this fight, getting a couple strikes in on a few of them as you're kind of dodging around, but it's 4 versus 1, and one comes in and rips that shield away. Roll me another strength saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh, that might have been. Oh, yeah, advantage. So
That's
you can
okay.
take the lesser.
With that, kind of losing your sword, another actually grabbing, or your shield, another grabbing your sword as you're trying to kind of fend that off with the shield. It's pulled away from you. The sword is pulled away from you as well. But one of the individuals near you is carrying a couple of hand crossbows. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Oh no! Not one.
natural one. As your weapons are kind of stripped from you, you make an attempt to go for one of these weapons, the crossbow, and as you do, the sword slashes across your back. I need you to take 12 points of slashing damage. As this really isn't even almost a fight. You're surely you've got more than 12 points of damage. Okay. What the fuck? Oh my gosh! Surely you've got more than 12 health.
She died? We just met her!
That was it. That's of my character.
As things begin to pick up here in this battle, you're losing your weapons. You're diving for this crossbow, getting slashed across the back, on your knees in the sand, and these individuals almost toying with you in a way. They're coming in, they're making an attack here and there, slicing at you, pulling your weapons away one by one. Do you want to go for that crossbow again?
Yes,
All right.
I would like to try.
Roll me another sleight of hand check.
Come on. Ugh. God.
Oh no.
This time, diving forward, you're going to take another 9 points of slashing damage as your arm goes for that crossbow, and this archer puts an arrow right through your wrist.
Oh my God.
Just right through the wrist.
Lord.
I need you to. Whew. This is becoming a bad situation as you are bleeding out in the sand here. You've gone for this crossbow twice, and the archer actually putting an arrow through your wrist just kind of chuckles and laughs. Maybe we should give her a fighting chance. And he's going to take his bow and throw it at your feet with one arrow. Go ahead, take your shot.
Oh.
I look at them all, kind of like shifting my eyes among them. Like, is this a game to you?
Well, we've got nothing else to do. Nothing but time here. Why not have a little fun?
Reluctantly, I take the bow.
They're just standing, waiting to see what you'll do with the bow. And actually, this individual here is gonna walk over and kind of flare his arms out.
I feel like in this moment, Saris is really angry, and she is going to do something that Scourge Aasimar do. When they do a radiant consumption, basically, like, she yells out, and when she cries out, like, this kind of battle rage, almost like a barbarian, and just like this light radiates, and I'm just like so enraged and angry. And I just, this like divine light just starts shining and spreading among all of them.
Okay.
And then as I do, I take this arrow and I kind of just I don't target anybody in particular, but I kind of just let this moment, I want to let the dice decide what I do and who I hit.
Roll a d4.
Four.
Okay. With a 4. Okay. That's fun. That's a fun roll. You turn to face this individual here, the one holding their arms out, actually.
Okay.
You knock that arrow back and you begin to draw with just an immense force and power as you pull this heavy bow back. And as you are going to release and let that arrow fly, this individual comes up behind you and takes their spear and sticks it through the back of your leg. I need you to take 8 points of piercing damage.
God.
Like, she's already yelling, and she is just like crying out at this point.
And as you have this bow cocked, that pain comes into your leg, releasing that arrow as you fall, kind of pulling back. That arrow shoots over the head of this individual here, flying over the next sand dune. And as we follow that arrow and its trajectory through the air and it sails, it finds its target through the back of the neck of Locket. As that arrow pierces her throat.
Oh my God.
I killed my own character, okay? I killed my own character.
As this happens, they kind of pulls that spear out of the back of your leg, and you cry out in pain, and blood is just oozing in the sand, and once again you are on your knees in this place. Jumping forward a few moments in time now, as you all rolled your perception checks. Tottelheim, you hear it first. You noticed right before Locket died there was a scream, and even now you hear the kind of roarous laughter over just the next dune, kind of on top where the faint image of these people were. And you see, as you start to focus through the sand, you start to see these individuals standing there with weapons drawn, and this other individual on their knees now, bleeding. You can kind of see that. And Flinner, you begin to notice that as well. Eliana, you're still looking at Tottelheim. And so you all are kind of down the dune from this, but what do you all do?
We can or cannot see the group.
You can see the group kind of at the top of the dune as the sand kind of shifts away from your vision.
At this point, that series of events has happened, and Locket has died. We see them, and then we have the werewolf moment. Is that the timeline there? And then now we're kind of past the werewolf moment.
We are past the werewolf moment now. So yeah,
okay.
That kind of was in the past. That arrow comes through, kills Locket. You all are distracted by that moment, obviously. But as kind of you come to your senses, you're seeing these people atop this dune, just kind of cresting over, and not the full body, just kind of the tops of them. And you see this individual kind of being approached, basically. You guys are able to move, jump in kind of freely. What do you want to do at this moment?
I'm looking for whoever's holding weaponry that could fire an arrow.
Okay, make me as you run up this dune, make me a perception check.
19.
With a 19, you see two individuals with arrow-like weapons. You see this tabaxi here with crossbows, or hand crossbows. But you also see laying at the feet of this glowing individual now, this glowing Aesmir, a large, heavy bow. You've been around weaponry enough that you would know that that's the kind of weapon, more so than a small crossbow, that's the kind of weapon that fired the arrow you saw that was still laying at your feet. Because unlike Locket, it did not disappear.
Okay. Flinry's gonna,
Wow.
at that point, make a beeline for this glowing individual.
As you do this, this first individual who kind of sees. Well, actually, let me see. Oh yeah, he sees you running up the dune, and he's actually going to look at the rest. Well, it looks like we've got some entertainment for the evening. As he runs forward, he's actually going to slide here in front of Cirrus and grab his bow back, and kind of move back here. As you're running up kind of towards that bow, seeing her there, he's going to beat you there. Being only a few steps away, he's going to pick that bow up, and he is going to pull an arrow and start knocking that and kind of training it on you. Flinry, if you're running up, what are the rest of you doing here as Flinry charges up this hill?
I'm right on his heels. Just instinctively, like Flinry's got blood in the water. I'm there.
Yeah, there you go.
Eliana's just like she was scribbling, like she was like trying to sketch out what she saw happen with Totalheim, and she sees them move because shit perception. So she's like, oh shit, and she like tries to grab her like pen and book and just like is cradling them as she runs after them because she does not want to be left alone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you follow in suit, kind of behind with your books in tow. As you get up here, you notice that this individual in the middle, you can all see it. They're on their knees, bleeding. This other guy's just picked up his bow. He's not got it trained right on Flinry. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
At our current health, I assume, because it's only been okay.
Someone's playing with these die, man.
Oh. Ouch.
Woo. All right.
How do I do that again?
In the fist icon at the top. Oh, that's rough. The fist icon at the top. You click that, and you can click the dice by your name. Hey, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Take that.
All right. This
God.
it's actually this individual here with the spear is going to be acting first, and they are going to actually going to kind of seeing here. They're going to pull out take a step back. They're actually going to pull out a javelin in off of their back, and they are going to toss that javelin towards you, Flinry, because you're in the front of this train.
Nice.
15's not going to hit though.
No.
As what does it look like as this javelin coming like straight towards you? What do you do?
Flinry is at this point looking between the glowing individual who definitely had the bow when he came up the hill, definitely seems to be the one who shot his friend, now is being challenged by somebody using the same bow and is kind of flicking his eyes between the two of them, not really sure who the target of his wrath is going to be. And then this kind of out of the periph, comes this javelin, and it's got some pretty good speed and trajectory. It looks like it's coming right for the face, but in kind of this cool, calm, this new Flynn, he's going to just kind of duck to the side, watch it go over his shoulder, and just not break eye contact with these two that he's kind of decided he's going to attack eventually.
Yeah, that javelin just flies right over your head, and actually like flies kind of right between you and Totalheim, that's gonna like go right by your face as well as you just stand there.
Close. Could have been it. Never know. You never know with these games.
How tall is that Totalheim again?
What was that?
How tall is he again?
He's not that tall.
He's not that tall? Okay.
No, he's pretty small.
Okay, so then I'm just like, okay, yeah, it misses because I'm just standing right behind him, like staring at the back of his head.
Yeah, Talheim's a dwarf here. So that javelin's going to come in. That's going to be all that they're going to do for the moment. Eliana, it is your turn.
Okay. She hasn't had a lot of time to like process everything that she just saw. So since she has her book out, she's going to look at the first thing that she sees is going to be the spell of sleep, and she's going to try to cast it because they're all within a 20-foot sphere radius. So she would like to try and cast sleep on all of them.
What level are you casting sleep?
I can choose the level.
Well, yeah, it depends.
Hell yeah!
Just as a reference, sleep works basically like you roll the number of hit dice, and if their health is lower than that total, they fall asleep. If not, it has no effect. So the higher you cast it, the more dice you're going to get to roll for that.
Okay, 2. Second level?
You're going to cast it at the second level. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So go ahead and cast that. Make sure to choose the second level so it rolls the right number of dice.
Oh my god.
So many numbers.
How? Okay. Yes.
So 24?
Yeah. 24 points.
Okay.
So, as you cast sleep over this entire group, you start to see the individuals that were surrounding this person. The person on their knees seems to have no effect. But the other 4 individuals begin to kind of stumble and stagger. And then one by one, they fall down into the sand. Except for this individual here who still has the bow trained on Flinry. The other 3 fall down as they try to fight that sleep, just one after another, just kind of dozing off and then slowly just slumping. But this other individual shrugs it off. And he's still got that bow, kind of steadying himself. Saris, it is your turn as you are on your knees. You're seeing the people around you drop down.
Okay.
Actually,
Well,
just
I was pretty angry at the one who stabbed me in the leg, but I see them fall to the ground, so I will leave them for now. And I am going to go to the one who remains up. So I'll use my movement to get back up and walk toward them. Again, still emitting this radiant energy as I'm really angry. And I will attack with my longsword.
Okay.
Hit.
Oh,
Okay.
25 is gonna do it.
So,
Nice.
with that, I also do some additional radiant damage. Once I figure out how to, on Foundry, roll, not to hit, but to roll my damage.
Which one are you trying to roll?
How do I roll my D6 or the damage on the longsword?
On the longsword in the chat log, if you click the damage button, it'll roll it automatically.
Ew, I know.
Yeah, you got it.
That.
It's been a minute.
Yes, it has. And then how do I do my additional radiant damage?
What is
radiant
the
consumption?
Is it from your features?
Yes, let's see if that.
Let's see. Once per long rest, you get to do that. An attack or spell deals 10 extra radiant damage. Once a turn. So you can add 10 extra damage once a turn.
So let's add that 10 extra damage to this attack. So that's 19.
Okay, 19 points of damage as you come in, picking up your weapons that have still just been laying on the ground here. And kind of attacking. It's going to do a significant amount of damage to this individual as you slice into him. He's just like, "Argh!" and kind of holding on to that bow a bit. Still training it on Flinry, but you've done a serious cut to him. What else you got?
That'll be all for me this turn.
Okay, perfect. As you make that cut, the other individual is asleep right now. So Tattleheim, you're up, bud.
So I'm gonna cast Fireball on the guy.
I attacked twice.
You want to attack twice?
Yes. Sorry, Tattleheim.
Okay.
Sorry, Tattleheim.
That's all right.
Go ahead. Do you get him?
I just want to say that Flinry at this point is a little bit confused. I don't know how the rest of the group is feeling about this, but the 2 people he thought he wanted to kill for being on the same team are clearly not on the same team, and now he's not really sure what's going on.
10's not going to do it.
Okay, so that's all for me now. Back
Tattleheim.
Okay.
Back to you.
That's a good point, actually.
to you, Back to you,
Well,
Tattleheim.
Seeing the situation and seeing the only person with the bow, I just see red basically to whoever's holding the bow. So I'll target the bad guy.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can cast Fireball on him.
Fireball.
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 Gotta be very careful what you say here.
I was like, goodbye.
No,
Yeah,
wait, hold on.
this is the end.
Fireball. Okay, you go ahead and cast that thing. Oh, it's a nat 20! Oh, you were 2 for 2.
Yes.
Shit. Oh man, that's all right. As you
Victims. Hell yeah.
you cast that fireball, and it it comes in just whoosh across the plane here as you hit this guy square in the face with that thing. Firebolt dealing 12 points of damage. Still standing, but now his face is all singed and he's kind of blinding him a little bit. So if he gets a chance to shoot that thing, he's going to be shooting with disadvantage. I'm going to go and give him that. So anything else for your turn, Talheim, as you cast that firebolt? Bonus action or anything?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, Flinry.
Flinry, seeing Toddleheim kind of make the choice to attack the bowman, still is eyeing this armored radiant thing with like you had the bow when I came up here and I know that. And so he is not by any means dismissing the presence of this person, but Toddleheim is his best friend, his number one. And in Toddleheim's rage, if this is who we're attacking, Flinry's, this is who we're fucking attacking. And like it's gonna be this is where we go. So Flinry will kind of look at this guy's on fire, I assume. Flinry, while looking at the radiant person, will kind of not break eye contact with them, but bring the sword out and start walking towards the burning man to attack with the greatsword.
Yeah, go for it. Roll that thing.
Okay.
Oh my God! Yeah. Don't even have to roll the damage. Just right as obituary.
Okay, so Toddleheim walks up, eye contact on who he will soon, I assume, know as Sarah's, and goes up to this guy who's, I think, probably still trying to pat the flames out, and before his skin all melts off, and he eventually breaks eye contact, looks at this guy, takes the bow, throws it away, kind of knocks this guy down onto his knees, and just takes the great sword, and that's a head goodbye. That's a full decap, double decap latte from Flinry here.
Double decap latte.
Yeah, so it's that head's gonna roll down, and he's gonna just kind of turn his attention back to the radiant creature.
Okay. As you slice that head and decapitate him, the blood flies everywhere. The head starts to roll down the sand dune, and as this character on his knees, only moments after you slice his head, just his body too, like Locket before, just evaporates into like a cloud of sand that gets blown away by the wind, and his body just dissipates. The other three, for the moment, are asleep, unconscious here in the sand around here. But for the time being, you still know what's up. We're still in combat. These individuals are going to be sleeping, but it is now Eliana's turn.
Oh God. Okay. Well.
You can choose what to do from here.
Let me just double check something that I have.
Now she's got the toolkit from heaven. Golly.
She got Mary Poppins' purse out here in the desert.
Honestly, what have I got in here?
Okay, so she doesn't have a dagger, which she was hoping that she would have, but she has some crossbow bolts. Can she take that and just walk up to one of them and try to like stab him in the head?
One of the sleeping creatures?
Yeah.
Sleeping people? Yeah, you could absolutely. Yeah. You could take their weapons or whatever.
Oh, cool.
They're sleeping.
Wow.
But would taking their weapon be an action?
Taking the weapon? No.
Yeah.
You can just pick that up.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna nickel and dime you.
A knife or something?
Oh yeah, there's definitely roll an investigation.
Okay.
These guys are loaded to the teeth though.
Oh, okay. 20?
Yeah. If you come up to this first individual here, they've got swords and a couple of daggers, some stuff in their pouches and things like that. But you could definitely see daggers or knives or whatever you want.
Okay, great. So she'll walk up to the purple one in the purple clothes and will take their dagger. The smallest one, because she's not like very great with weapons. Like she wasn't trained for that. And she'll attempt to slit his throat.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even have to roll for that. It's an auto crit. And at this point, he's sleeping. I'm going to give it to you, write his obituary.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, so Eliana's like very confused about things, but clearly like one of these people killed this person that she was supposed to protect, and she's confused, but like also realizing that things have to be done in this place they're in. So she'll whisper like a little, not like just a very basic prayer, and then just grab his face and slit his throat, and he'll bleed out, but also disintegrate into the sand. And she'll just pat the ground and be like, well, there's 2 more left.
Yeah. As you cut that guy's throat, the instant the pain sets in, the instant you start to like do damage, his eyes shoot wide open as you're drawing it, and so you're just like looking down as he's looking up at you, and like blood just gurgling out of his mouth before he becomes the sand as well, and he's gone. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, she'll wipe the dagger off, and then walk over to the next person. So that Tabaxi over there.
Oh, our librarian's a sociopath. That's cool.
Wow.
To know.
Let's say.
Holy. That took a hell of a turn.
I'll give you a bonus action slice if you want.
Oh yeah, great, cool. She'll do that with the Tabaxi.
It's just dagger work here. I'll give you a bonus action on that.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. She'll also say a nice little little farewell prayer and do it. And she'll look at Flinry, because they had a moment where she was violent, and that's like the first time she's gotten violent. She just like looks at him and she goes, thumbs up.
Fenrir will look at that and kind of search for validation, I suppose. And he's still pretty angry, but he's still locked in on this other creature. He's just gonna nod like, "Yep, this is
Great.
Yep."
Yeah.
Flinnery looks at you and is like, "War crimes it is." Yeah, okay. As you slice the throat of that Tabaxi as well and finish them off, as they all two just into the wind. As you sit there now, we're gonna move over to Cirrus. It is your turn. As you've sliced in, you've seen these individuals come in and attack this person with the bow as well, but you don't know who they are either.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I first look at them all, just kind of give them all like a glare. and then I walk over. Oh, I've been waiting for you. And I try to take out this sleeping one that stabbed me in the leg.
You can auto crit on that.
Okay.
It's a one hit and done with these guys as they're sleeping.
Okay.
So just write its obituary.
All right. I take my long sword and just down and then I like on the knee, like stabbing into the ground, into them, right into their chest.
Oh yeah. And as you do, like once again, eyes open and kind of through the chest, like the whole body kind of convulses and like almost sits up in a V for a second. And like they try to grab their spear to like respond to like, reach up and stab you, but as they do, it like stops in that kind of like half sit up position with your sword through their chest, and then into sand and nothing. All right. Anything else you want to do for your turn, Sarah? As you kill this one individual, you look around though, and you've seen everything that's gone down. You've seen these individuals attack your enemies as well, but you don't know who they are or what's going on. So,
real quick, did Flinry perceive any visual similarities to Lockett when he and her shared the glare that she gave him when she was before she turned her back to go kill the guy?
Roll me a perception check.
Interesting question.
15.
Okay.
When you saw, well, you've seen yourself since. When you look at yourself, you see the self that you envision inside. When Toddleheim transformed, you saw even though he was a werewolf now, you could still see who he was. He was still recognizable as Toddleheim to you, even in that form. When this person looks at you, you don't get any sort of sense of recognition that this is Lockett. It's not like any of the other things that you've felt before looking at yourself or other people here. This seems like a different person. And Saris, do you do anything else in this moment?
I attack. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Bold move.
No, I sheath my blade and I look at all of them. You don't look like outlanders.
What?
She actually does laugh. And she approaches kind of slowly. You're not from here? From the city?
There are no cities here.
That tells me everything I need to know. There is indeed a city. Thanks for your help in dealing with those ones. I looked to the the sand scattering through the sea of sand. They were not good people.
Well, you were lucky. They attacked us first.
There's something I need to know.
Yes.
Which one of them shot the arrow over the ridge? He's gonna sense her hesitation and raise the greatsword and point it at her. Which one shot the arrow over the ridge? Tell me now.
It was I.
I mean,
Eliana will like run between. Just hold on. Does this city have a pyramid of sorts and a crystal?
It does.
I know you're very angry, and she's.
Do you know what she's done?
You can hear my bones crunching in the background, by the way.
Do you know what she's done?
Oh fuck! He's doing the thing again. Okay, look, I know you're
She's
angry,
about
and
to burst out.
I was sent here to protect you, but that may be our only way out, and maybe we take her as a prisoner of sorts.
I am no prisoner.
You could be a corpse instead.
Trying to save your life here. She's just like,
I'd like see try.
That's it. And it's flame. The blue flame. The blue flame is going to engulf the sword. He's still standing there. The blue flame is. He's been provoked now.
we have no way out. We have no idea where to go, and she happens to know of a city that I saw through your sword. I'm not saying that we spare her life at the end.
It is a nice
I'm
sword
just
you've got
saying.
there.
Bitch, I am trying to help you. Like, Eliana is just like scared because they're both fucking glowing. She doesn't know what the fuck to do. This guy in the back is turning into a fucking werewolf, and she's just like, I want to fucking go home. So
Flinner's
she's
gonna
just like,
look over his shoulder and just kind of usher Toddleheim up to stand next to him in the werewolf form, just to kind of, power and numbers situation where we'll see if we can shut down more of these taunts by bringing up the.
oh god.
She cracks her neck back.
Okay. Eliana will just like step to the side, like the fuck. Do what you want.
I don't know what you think I did, but I was surrounded by those outlanders. They threw a crossbow to my feet. I let the fates decide which one I should shoot, and as I did, they stabbed me in the back. And as you can see, I'm not one who's proficient with those types of weapons. I don't know what happened after that, as I was screaming in pain in my leg.
Pain in your leg isn't going to bring Locket back.
Locket.
Yes. My companion who you shot through the throat. Despite your troubles, despite your pain, her death is yours.
I am sorry about your friend. I meant to kill one of them. They set me up.
Flannery's going to turn his back to her and take a few steps away from the conversation.
I look to the other two. This is spicy. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Oh my
I
God.
look to the other two. You said you saw a pyramid. It's, in fact, a ziggurat. I know where it is. As a
Me
matter of
seeing like the
fact,
scent. Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to get back there. Forgive me, have not introduced myself. I suppose I should. My name is Saris.
I like this whole time that Talheim's just drooling, right? There's just there's just like werewolf stuff just happening. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat you.
I currently have a werewolf, which is very unusual to me.
Eliana has just like scooted further and further away. She's like very unsure of what the fuck that is.
And I'll like walk right up to her face, like because I'm like in werewolf form, like I'm like super tall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll walk up like right into her face, and I'll just be like,
I don't care who you are.
and then I'll just walk away. I'll just walk off, like transforming back as I go.
I
Nice.
look as the two walk away. I just look to Eliana. Perhaps you want help then.
I would love help, and they would too. They're just heartbroken right now, which I would assume you could understand.
I can actually. I have lost people here as well. I've seen them turn into sand and float into nothing. I've seen the pain. I've felt it before. I have wanted to seek vengeance on whomever made this place and what has happened here. So I feel that I have felt it.
Do you know who made this place?
I do not. Not yet, at least. That's what I'm trying to find out. But I have been around, and this wasteland is not all that is of this place. There is a city.
How do we get there?
You need only speak the name in this desert, in this wasteland, and it will take you there. I know the name. If you all wish to join me, you can.
Eliana will like gesture to her book for her to write it so she doesn't say it and like go by herself.
I look to all of them. It's the least I can do, I suppose, for your help.
Eliana glares at him, just
I scribble down the name of the city. It's called Mortorios. Did I say that right? Mortorios?
Moratorios.
Moratorios. Moratorios. And I hand it back to her and I say, whisper that into the wind.
Flinry's a little bit inquisitive about whispering into the wind, and
he's like,
you know,
he's like listening, but like arms crossed.
Yeah, I'm being very petty, but still listening. And I think if anything, he's gonna try to like play this off as like a nothing action, but is definitely gonna get Toddleheim involved. He's gonna turn his back, which of course has the sword on it, it's a mirror, to be pointed at this person, and kind of gesture for Toddleheim to look into the mirror and see what he sees. You know, just like he's like turning around his back, he's like, you know, just like looking. I'm trying to discern a little truth about this being here.
I'll spot his actions and see what he's trying to do, and I'll look into the sword and see like what they're talking about and see it writing into the book, and then I'll see like Eliana close the book and put it away basically, and then she'll sort of like start moving towards us while Sarah starts moving away-ish while she's about to say the name and disappear. So I'll just wait for Eliana to tell us what's up.
Does Toddleheim gain any like additional insight into her reality?
Oh,
Looking into the
Because
sword.
of the reflection of the sword.
yeah.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Pog.
You look at this individual through the sword. Saris, is how you look currently the way you perceive yourself inside?
Oh, no, actually, no. I think what Sarah sees is what she once was. Not so still an Aasimar, but more angelic, I suppose. A more like vibrant hue to her. Her hair is more radiant looking. Her skin is not dull but bright. Her eyes like a bright blue hue, and now they're like a dark gray. And like she has these wings, and they're like white. So just a very angelic kind of look. Now she looks kind of like hardened and old, but that's what she sees inside, is that former self of hers.
So that's what you would see, Toddleheim. You'd see basically the same person, but just kind of this more vibrant form.
Okay. So I'll see that and be a little bit shocked, but still angry, of course. And then I'll turn back to Flinry and I'm like, I think we can trust her.
We could trust her. You saw what happened.
You already know how I feel about this situation. At the very least, I'll just get Eliana home.
All right, as soon as we ditch her, this one gets to, I'm gonna, you know.
We'll see.
You can
We'll
eat
see.
whatever's left, I promise.
Is that a promise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fine. All right. Now. He'll turn around and just kind of rejoin.
As the four of us kind of get closer together, I look to Eliana and I nod. I suppose it's time then. And I take some of the sand from the ground and like blow it. And I say the name of the city.
And as you whisper Moratorios into the wind, it almost echoes. It's a whisper, but it becomes loud, as if it just amplifies in this space as the sound waves just travel for an infinite amount of distance. And the sand that you blew actually starts to move and swirl around in kind of a circular motion and begins to form a portal as it starts to move and shift around. Roll me a perception check, Eliana.
Ugh, a 9.
You don't see it yet, but you're kind of taken with the portal that's kind of forming here. Starts to take shape even more, and as that portal kind of solidifies, it's almost like looking first into a mirror. You see your own reflections standing here, but soon you see your party standing somewhere else. You're still here. You can see that reflection of yourself in the sand dunes, but you also see in the mirror, you see yourself standing at the foot of a large set of stairs that lead to a giant walled city. And at the center of this city is a massive ziggurat that you've seen before, Eliana. And atop it is a crystal shooting a beam of light into the sky, penetrating the stars and the sand that's swirling around it. And as you look at it like a reflection, it's almost in the blink of an eye that it's no longer a reflection. You're still seeing that reflection, but as you blink, you open your eyes, and instead of seeing yourself reflected in the ziggurat, you're now looking at the other side of the mirror, reflecting yourself, seeing yourself standing in the desert now before that portal dissipates